Alrighty guys, we're going to turn some text or typefaces into layered SVGs, which these can be really fun. And I do this a lot for my members, so there's a lot of layered SVG bundles in our membership. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It can be a little time consuming, but it's really fun. And if you're doing something specific and you want a specific type for it, it can be really cool. Or if you're just doing like one big letter for a room sign or anything that you want, just one letter, it could be pretty easy. If you do want all of the letters though, our membership offers different types and we're always coming out with more. So we're in Illustrator today and I'm going to open, oh, that's why my tools is gone because I'm in a different program. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I have my tools. I'm going to click the type text tool and I'm just going to make a type square and we are going to write welcome and we're going to use just a regular font right now, but I'm going to turn up the size so that I can see it better and we will expand him in a second. Okay, so what we want to do is change the font to a really fun font. And we have lots of really awesome fonts on our membership that these work great with. But what we want is some type of font that has a lot of cool textures or a little different shapes inside of them. So I actually really like this. I'm not sure how it'll work, but let's try it. So this is called Adornada Street. And what's really sticking out to me is the little stars are so cute. So what I want to do is actually, you know what? We're going to create a new font for my members and you guys can see how I do this. So I'm going to JKLMNOP. Sometimes I'll do the letters or the numbers as well. But for now, I'm just going to do the letters. Did I only do till P? LMN, or did I just not show it? No, yeah, I did really only do to P. Okay, LMNOP, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. And I believe these, so you can also see that if you capitalize them, they're that color, and if you don't capitalize them, they're this color. But when we expand them, they're gonna have all the same pieces. So it really just depends on what we color them. So we're going to take this typeface and we're going to image trace it. So in order to image trace it, let's select it like this. And we want to object. We're going to rasterize this. Now, what the heck is raster size? What I want to do is make sure that it was large enough that it picked up all the shapes, which it did. It picked up the little lines. And what rasterizing does is turns it into an image. Basically takes the text and turns it into a flat image. And now we have to turn it back into layers by tracing all the little pieces. That sounds awful, but we're going to do it really quickly because we're going to go over to image trace and we're going to do sketched art. And hopefully it'll pick up these little lines. Sometimes if they're too small, it won't. And it is pretty sketchy. And the stars are not very star-like. So let's go to Window, Image Trace. And I'm going to turn up the paths. And I'm going to actually try to do, I'm going to undo this and see if we can do a different type of tracing and see if that works. We can also turn up the size of the font and it might help. So let's do, not line art. We could even just do black and white 3 colors and see if it'll pick up. Sometimes sketch art picks it up better than 3-color tracing. So let's just try it and see what happens. Sometimes it takes a second. And because it is only black and white and we chose 3 colors, sometimes it throws in some grays in there because it's trying to find 3 colors when if we were to click 6 colors, it would try to find 6 colors. So we really want to limit it to actually how many colors there are so it doesn't give it too many options. And I have a feeling this is really technical and it's going to be pretty difficult to pick up all these little lines. But we'll try one more thing if it doesn't work out. And this takes a second sometimes. Okay, so see it turned all these little white lines into gray lines, and then we've got some blobs. So we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is undo that and undo rasterizing it. And we're going to make this bad boy, we're going to zoom out. And we are going to turn this font up a notch to, let's turn it up to like 250 points. It might even still be too small. Okay, now let's rasterize it. Object, rasterize. Let's even go, let's leave it at 300 ppi. We could change it to higher, but we don't want to do that. Oh, I just noticed we can do it without a white background too. So now let's do sketched art and see what happens. Sketched art, and let's hope that it's big enough that it picks up all the details, because that's really what, sometimes it doesn't pick up the details because the image is too small and it's trying to make all these things. So these look a little bit more like squares, and now these are tiny little, look at that. That would not be fun to cut on the Cricut. So I'm gonna nix this font altogether, and we're gonna try with a different font. And actually, what did I just do? I already have the letters typed out. So let's just go back to text. Turn it into a text, and let's just pick a more simple font, and it'll save us all time and energy. So let's go and find a simple layered font that has more textures to it. But I want to pick a good one because I'm going to give this to the members, and we want it to be really cool. So there's things like this one that we do for you guys. There's this one that I believe I've done for you guys, and if I haven't, I want to do it right now. Have I done this one? I don't think I have, but I don't want to do it again if I haven't. I know I've done this one. I've done this one. And of course, there's always more fonts we can install and do more. So let's just do, I really want some layers though. I want some like good layers. We could even do this with flowers. Okay, here's a cute one. This one has little hearts. And we don't want any of these guys, so let's just make a little like that. Okay, so now back to square one. Let's click it and object raster size. Now this is some easy, clean lines, so it's gonna be really easy. And then we're gonna image trace by sketched art. And I have ignore white not clicked. Actually, it is clicked. I'm going to unclick it because we want the white pieces, which is the inside of the letters, to stay involved. I'm going to move this off the artboard because I want you guys to see all of this. So right now it's one piece. We're going to expand it. You can also go up to Object, Expand, the same thing as the button. If you can't find it, it's under there. Okay, and right now if you click it, it's going to click all the little pieces, but they're all still grouped together. Grouping means it's holding it together. So we're going to go Object, Ungroup, and then we're going to select just the background and we're going to delete it. And then I'm going to go in and select any backgrounds of any letters I don't want. And I'm debating, I want to keep the hearts because I want them to be cute colors. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and make sure any pieces that aren't touching that we want to stay one color. Let's color it first, and then we'll end up going in and doing all the things. And then here's a big no-no. These are touching. So I said no-no, and it says no. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. Okay, anyways, it is a big no-no though. These are touching, and so are these. So these aren't going to be letters that are separated. So let's just undo this. You guys are getting to see all the mistakes that happen in this. So what we want to do is when it's still in type format, we want to make a space in between each letter. So let's get it back to basic type. I'm just clicking undo over and over and over until I get it back to a typeface, which it's still not at. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a space in between each one to make sure that they are not touching, like these guys. The no, obviously, the Q and the R, and the V and the W. Guys, stop touching. This is not junior high class. Get away from your parents and all the cute things you do when your parents aren't around. Okay, sorry, that was a little weird. Anyways, all right, now I'm going to, now that none of them are touching, we're going to do that all over again. Object, raster size, okay. Image trace, sketched art, okay. Make sure ignore white because it's going to want to go back on there, is not selected because we want the white to show up. Now we're going to expand, and then we're going to object, ungroup, and then we're going to select the background, delete it, select the background of the cue. Look at, now we can see really good. That's because I have it over here on the gray, and you can see where little things are, that little S guy was in there. Okay, so now what we want to do is work on each letter. And what I like to do is just go in and hold shift and change the color of every few different ones just to give this something really cute if I'm going to bundle this into an SVG. Of course, I traced it in black and white, and I wanted to trace it in color so that I could, can I change these into, these are all grayscale or no? Yeah, they're grayscale. So because okay, well I can use my swatches, so that's what we'll do. So I want to do that, and when we change them into colors, we'll be able to hopefully change them into different colors. So I'm going to change these ones into pink. I'm just holding shift and clicking different ones just to give it a cuter look. Turn these guys yellow, and then I'm going to do this one and turn them green, and these ones I'm going to turn light blue. No, that's like too much of the same color. Orange, and then oh yeah, that's the black, which we want the blacks to all be touching eventually. Okay, so I'm going to turn these ones into just this gray color. Okay, you can get more strategic with this. I also want the hearts to be colored, so I'm going to go in and change those. And these are going to be the same color. You can make them two different colors if you want. And that one's going to be a different color. Okay, so now I've got this like bundle. Now say we just wanted to do the A. I'm going to work on just the A over here. So if you're just working on the A and that's all you need, we're going to do just the A. I'll work on this bundle afterwards. Okay, so what we want to do right now, if we were to send this over to, save this as an SVG and send it over to Design Space, it's going to have this black outline right here, this black outline, this heart, and this heart, which is fine if you want all these pieces, but we want our colors that are the same color to be on one cut file. So I'm going to hold shift and click the two blacks and click Command 8. And what that does is compound paths it to make it one cut line. And so this is going to be one cut layer. Now that's one cut layer. I'm still going to Command 8 that just to smooth it out. Command 8 that just to smooth that out. And if you haven't watched any of my other design tutorials, Command 8 is just a fast way, or Control 8 if you're on a PC. Sorry, I'm on a Mac. That is a fancy way of saying or doing a compound path. I can't speak. A compound path. So you don't have to put this all together, but if you want to group it, you can select it all and click Object, Group, and what that does is just kind of holds it all together, makes it nice and pretty. Now since the A is all done, I'm gonna bring this whole thing in to Design Space and show you. I would go in and select this one, and so I would select here and make that one cut path by clicking Command 8. I'd want all the blacks to be Commanded 8'd to, so I'm going to Command 8 those, and then you'll see when we go into Design Space that the A and the B will be done and all the other ones won't. So hopefully that will illustrate it just a little bit for you. Okay, so let's upload this. We got to save it. I always forget to save. Okay, so we're going to go to File, Save As, SVG. We're going to do Example Letters, Save, Save. And then let's bring this bad boy into Design Space to show you what it is. Sometimes the letter bundles can be a little big, and so they can be kind of crazy. Example, where'd that go? Where'd it go? I named it. Apparently I have a lot of files with the word example in it. Font, is that what I called it? Example font? I just named it. What did I name it? Wow, really? It shouldn't be hard to see on my desktop. Let's called, I got a lot of bright things in here. It is called, it'd help if I was looking at my desktop. Get organized so I don't do this in all my videos. How about that? Does anybody see it? Because I do not see it. Example, duh, it's like that because it's the only thing on the artboard. So the A might only come in. It's on desktop and it's an A. It's right there. So it might bring it all in. Let's see. Nope, it's all there. You just see the A because that's the only part I left on the artboard. So let's bring this bad boy in. See how fast it uploaded into there because it's a vector image and that's the best way to do this. So look at all these little pieces, guys. I'm going to ungroup this just so you can see that these are all their own little cut files, which some of them are fine, but look at this. This is going to be 2 different pieces right here because we didn't Command 8 them. And that's fine for certain things like the U because it's just 2 different shapes, but anything that has a hole in it is going to be all separated. You don't want that. But look at our beautiful A. I'm going to ungroup him, and he is 3 perfect layers. Now, this isn't the funnest font. I mean, it is really cute for like a kid sign or something like that, but you could paint, use stencil and paint this portion and then use vinyl and put it on there, or paint it all in different layers. There's lots of different things that you can do with these fonts, and it's really cool. So to get access to a bunch of ours on our member site, it's under fonts, and we have layered fonts, and then we also have installable fonts that you can do this to if you do feel like you want to put them in Illustrator and do something really cool like this. But if not, enjoy ours because we take the time to go in and make sure that these are really cool for you. Love you guys. Bye.